The video begins. In the middle of the ocean, a massive ship cuts through the waves as it moves forward. From above, a plane descends and lands directly onto that huge ship. In front of the plane, a man is already standing, our main character, calm, composed, and clearly waiting for someone. The door of the plane opens, and the person he was waiting for finally steps out. It's revealed to be the elder of the Dragon God Hall. As soon as he lands, he kneels before Yi Feng along with his entire team and shouts loudly, "God of War Yi Feng, ready!" Yi Feng, quietly and without emotion, simply says, "Let's go." Return to Jiangdu. In the next moment, everyone prepares instantly, boarding fighter jets and planes as they take off. The scene shifts. Inside the plane, Yi Feng looks at a photograph. There's a faint trace of emotion in his eyes, but his face remains serious. In his mind, he wonders, "Su Yan, what is going on? Who is that man?" Cut to the next scene. A little later, the plane lands at Jiangdu City International Airport. There, two people are waiting, the same ones from the photo Yi Feng was looking at. The man standing there is Su Yan's fiancé, Wang. In an excited tone, Wang says to Su Yan, "Su Yan, I totally didn't expect that my cousin's arrival in Jiangdu would create such a huge scene. They even sent 6 B-75 fighter jets to escort him. Those are the most advanced fighter jets in our country." Su Yan listens calmly with an expressionless face. Then she casually asks, "How do you even know that he's your cousin?" Wang explains confidently, "My cousin's Lin family is a high-status aristocratic family in the capital. The old master of the Lin family had a huge reputation in the military before he retired. Even now, though he no longer holds an official position, his disciples are spread across high-ranking levels, and he still wields great influence. My cousin Lin Yuan is one of the most talented among the younger generation of the Lin family, and the old master values him highly. So sending fighter jets to ensure his safety is completely normal." Hearing all that, Su Yan only gives a short response. "Oh." But at that moment, Wang looks at Su Yan with lustful, sinister eyes. Inwardly, he mutters to himself, "You filthy tch, stop pretending. After the engagement ceremony tomorrow, I'll make you suffer so much that you'll understand my true power." Just then, his cousin arrives. Wang introduces Su Yan to him and has them shake hands. "Cousin, you're finally here. This is the one I kept telling you about, my fiancée, Su Yan." Lin Yuan shakes hands with Su Yan and thinks to himself, "This woman, she's indeed beautiful." Meanwhile, Wang keeps praising his cousin nonstop. "Cousin, you're truly amazing. You came to Jiangdu and they even dispatched fighter jets to escort you." But then, Su Yan suddenly notices something. Her eyes widen. He's coming. Yi Feng is walking toward them from the front. Seeing him, Su Yan's heart trembles as she thinks, "It's him, he's back." Wang bursts into mocking laughter the moment he sees Yi Feng. "So it's you? The coward who disappeared 5 years ago has come crawling back?" However, Lin Yuan's expression changes drastically when he sees Yi Feng. In his heart, he realizes, "Now I understand why 6 B-75 fighter jets were sent for escort. It's because of him, the living legend who made the gods of war from every nation bow their heads." Meanwhile, Wang grabs Su Yan's hand and starts shouting angrily, "5 years ago, your father got cancer, and this so-called son-in-law disappeared from the world. When your Su family was in crisis, he was nowhere to be found. Did he ever care whether you lived or died even once in these 5 years? This beast, worse than pigs and dogs, dares to return now? He should be torn to pieces." Tears well up in Su Yan's eyes. Crying, she whispers softly, "Yi Feng." And in her heart she thinks, "Yes, he abandoned me." She runs away in tears. Just then, Wang looks toward Lin Yuan, and freezes in shock. Because Lin Yuan has bowed his head before Yi Feng and said loudly, "God of War Yi Feng, on behalf of the Lin family of the capital, I, Lin Yuan, welcome you." Yi Feng, calm as ever, replies, "You've got the wrong person." Lin Yuan immediately realizes what Yi Feng means. His face turns pale with fear, drenched in sweat. Inwardly, he trembles. That's right. God of War Feng must not reveal his identity. Forcing a nervous smile, he stammers. Sorry, I made a mistake. From behind, Wang Chen arrogantly interjects. I told you, cousin. You must have mistaken him for someone else. How could a man this worthless even know someone like you? Hearing this, Lin Yuan's patience snaps. He slaps Wang Chen hard across the face. Shut up! Wang Chen, stunned, asks in disbelief. Cousin, why did you hit me? Lin Yuan shouts in rage. You idiot! From today onward, our Lin family will have nothing to do with your Wang family. Cut to Feng quietly sitting in a car. A woman is driving, she calmly says. 5 years ago, when you left Jiangdu, Su Mu's condition was terrible. The Su family started to decline gradually. But during that same time, the Wang family began to rise. Later, miraculously, Su Mu's cancer was cured, but Su Yan developed a strange illness. Wang Qin used that as an excuse to bring in various doctors, and through that, arrange the engagement with her. Feng thinks to himself. 5 years ago, to save Su Mu, I agreed to that old man's request and disappeared from Jiangdu to train under him. He kept his word, Su Mu was saved, but I never expected the Wang family to steal all the credit. Gritting his teeth in anger, he mutters. The Wang family will have to be erased. The woman continues. As for my sister-in-law and Wang Chen, they've been meeting secretly in expensive hotels. I've investigated everything. Wang Chen hired fake doctors just to keep seeing her under the pretense of treatment. Hearing that, Feng softly says, I've never doubted Su Yan. The woman then asks, Where do you want to go now? Feng replies firmly, West Mountain Cemetery. It's been 5 years. I'm going to visit my parents. Cut to West Mountain Cemetery. Everything there is broken and ruined. Feng stands before his parents' graves, completely stunned, as if the ground beneath his feet has vanished. Everything is desolate, and what's visible inside the coffins will not be revealed. Seeing it all, Feng's eyes fill with tears. He screams in grief. Dad! Mom! I'm such a worthless son! I let you suffer this humiliation! In rage, he clenches his fists so tightly that blood starts dripping from his hands. Then he shouts at the woman. Find out who did this! This humiliation will not be forgiven. He speaks with such fury that blood begins to pour from his mouth and he collapses. The woman catches him. In her mind she thinks, oh no, his anger has overwhelmed him, he's lost consciousness. His name is Yixin, and he is Feng. Remember, he can be called by their name. Scene shifts. The woman immediately starts calling everyone. Notify the Dragon God Temple. Our master and mistress have been insulted. Yixin's spirit is broken and he has slipped into a coma. She thinks fiercely. This time, no matter who the enemy is, no matter their background, no matter how high their power reaches, we of the Dragon God Temple will wipe them out. Scene shifts to Jiangdu International Airport. Heavy rain is falling. People from the Dragon God Temple are arriving. Meanwhile, we see a man standing there, Commander-in-Chief of the Southern Region Battle Department, Li Jianwang. He thinks to himself that all those super experts from the Dragon God Temple, those above Battle King level, have come to Jiangdu. If they assemble, they could erase even a small country. This is a very serious matter. Then we see Black Dragon. Li Jianwang panics and asks, Black Dragon, what happened? Why such a commotion? Black Dragon grabs him and angrily says, Yixin's parents' graves were desecrated. Yixin's spirit has been harmed and he's gone into a coma. Shouldn't we have come? Then he orders everyone. Li Jianwang, astonished, asks, How did this happen? Who committed such a grave outrage? Black Dragon throws him back and shouts, I want you, blood debt for every person of the Dragon God Temple. Then another member warns, If you want to be wise, stay away from this matter. Otherwise, don't accuse us of insolence. Li Jianwang bows his head and says, Don't worry. I will not interfere. I will help where I can. As they depart, Li Jianwang thinks, I fear the city, Jiangdu. It may be destroyed now. Scene shifts to a VIP room at the Royal Court Entertainment Club. Inside there is a party. Everyone is enjoying themselves. Young Master Chan says, "Everyone, enjoy yourselves. Tonight's expenses are on me." Hearing that, everyone is delighted and begins to dance. A girl sitting with him asks, "Young Master Chan, what good news are you celebrating so much for today?" Chan smiles and replies, "Earlier my company had some financing issues. Then suddenly a big sponsor said if I dig a grave for him, I'll give him 5 million in funding." Chan laughs and continues, "While digging the grave, I suddenly got stomach trouble. I, twice, defecated in that grave. I took a photo and sent it to that sponsor. The sponsor was so pleased that he transferred 100 million straight away." Some of Chan's sycophants say, "With this 100 million, young Master Chan's company will go public in an instant. We should cling to young Master Chan's leg and never let go. He truly is an amazing talent. If I were that sponsor, I'd give even more." The girl smiles and says, "Young Master Chan, you're my idol. I want a red enclave too." Chan laughs and says, All right. Tonight everyone gets a red enclave." But just then the club door opens. Yi Xin, Black Dragon, and a woman enter. Chan shouts angrily, "Who are you people? Who let you in?" Yi Xin steps forward and sits directly in front of him, his voice cold. "You have exactly 1 minute. Tell me, who is that sponsor?" Black Dragon drives a knife into the table. Chan yells, "Who the hell are you? You think waving a knife will scare me?" Without a word, Black Dragon pulls the knife free and plunges it straight into Chan's thigh. "Do you want to die?" he growls. The rest of Chan's hangers-on flee in terror, shouting, "Murder! Murder!" Black Dragon bellows. Trembling, Chan cries out, "Wang Chen, he did all this. Forgive me. I don't want to die." Yi Feng rises in fury and demands, "Where are my parents' ashes?" Chan, terrified, stammers, "Wang Chen told me to give the ashes to him. I just handed them to someone and sent them away." Yi Feng moves to leave. From behind, Black Dragon says, "Yi Xin, I want him to live 5 more minutes." Yi Xin nods and shouts, "No, please kill me. Kill me." Scene shifts to the Wang family villa. Many guests are gathered waiting. The head of the Wang family calls for silence. Our honored guest is about to arrive. Let's all go outside and welcome him. Someone asks, "Mr. Wang, who is this so important person you are treating with such reverence?" Wang answers, "The Lin family from the capital is coming. Lin Yuzhang himself is arriving." Everyone is astonished. "Mr. Wang, do you mean the current head of the Lin family group?" The Lin family is the #1 company in the entire Shalong kingdom, and the patriarch was once a major name in the army. It seems the Wang and Lin families are deeply connected. Why else would Lin Yuzhang attend an engagement personally? "Mr. Wang thinks to himself, I arranged this banquet to show everyone that the Lin family now backs the Wang family. From now on, the Wang family will rise to new heights and leave all Jiangdu's noble families behind." When Lin Yuzhang arrives, Mr. Wang goes to welcome him. "Brother Yuzhang, the journey must have been tiring." He reaches out to shake Lin's hand, but Lin Yuzhang ignores him outright. Mr. Wang stands there stunned. Someone calls Wang Chen's name and he turns to look. Yi Xin is there with his people. Furious, he says, "Come here and prepare to die on your knees." Wang Chen screams and orders his men and security, "Go beat him to death. I'll give 5 million to whoever kills him." The security rushes to attack Yi Xin, but Yi Xin's men overpower those guards and beat them instead. Even Wang's men are helpless. Seeing this, Wang Chen is shocked and screams in rage, "Yi Feng, do you think you can do anything by gathering a bunch of thugs and faking a gang? Open your eyes and see, to offend the Wang family is to offend the Lin family. When the time comes, you won't even know how death finds you." Yi Feng smiles and says, "The Lin family?" At that moment the Lin family members bow to Yi Feng and say, "Salute the Lord." Wang Chen is stunned. "Lord? This is impossible." Mr. Wang, astonished, says, "The Lin family knows him?" The Lin family attendants reply, "We meet again, Lord." Lin Yizhang steps forward and says, "On behalf of the Lin family of the capital, Lin Yizhang salutes the Lord. My father sent me this time to serve the Lord and follow his orders." Yi Feng replies, "I once met old Master Lin. When you return, give him my greetings." They bow and say, "Yes, Lord." Yi Feng turns to leave and orders Black Dragon, "Clear the scene." Black Dragon nods. Wang Qin turns to Lin Yuan and shouts, "Cousin, you told me this afternoon you'd mistaken him for someone else. You must have misidentified him." He then tells Mr. Wang, "Uncle, take a closer look. Don't be taken in by cousin's confusion. Who is this lord? He's nothing but a useless bum." Black Dragon then strikes Wang Qin with an iron pipe. Wang Qin falls to the ground, rolling and shrieking. His father scrambles to lift him and, furious, confronts Lin Yizhang. "Today he has humiliated my son, Wang Songyan. I will not leave him alive. I hope you will not interfere, or I'll have no choice but to stand against you." Lin Yuan, or Lin Yizhang, replies angrily, "Who do you think you are? How dare you speak to my father like that?" The father restrains himself. "Wang Songyan, you are told plainly, from now on the Lin family will handle this matter." "Mr. Wang snapped. "Lin Yizhang, don't think that just because you've become head of the Lin family group you truly represent the whole Lin family. Do you really believe I can't call old Master Lin and tell him everything with a single phone call?" Lin Yizhang answered, "Go ahead." As he made the call he said, "If you're the one behaving shamelessly, don't blame me for becoming ruthless. Do you really think I have no one in the Lin family?" Meanwhile Black Dragon was preparing a chair for Yi Feng, and Yi Feng sat down. Mr. Wang made the call and shouted, "Hey, it's my son's engagement, and I invited some members of the Lin family to witness it. But your nephew Lin Yizhang is causing trouble here with outsiders and stirring chaos in my Wang household." A voice replied from the line, "Yizhang, apologize at once to your elder brother." Lin Yizhang replied, "Uncle, I'm only acting on my father's orders." His uncle said, "Wait a moment. I will make a call." After that call, the voice on the other end began shouting at Mr. Wang, "Wang Songyan, if you want to die then die alone, don't drag me and my father into this. I'm telling you, those you have angered, our Lin family will not even need to provoke them." Mr. Wang was shocked. After a moment Yi Feng asked Mr. Wang in a serious tone, "The call is done. Right. So why should I spare you?" Mr. Wang began to plead, shouting at Yi Feng, "Don't go too far, this is only an engagement." "Do you really have to go this far?" Yi Feng replied, "Return my parents' ashes." Black Dragon pointed at Wang Chen and shouted, "This is the one who sent someone to desecrate my master's parents' graves, stole the urns with their ashes and deliberately dumped filth inside. Even if the King of Heaven came today, he could not save him. I want to tear him to pieces so my master's parents' souls can rest." Hearing this, Mr. Wang flew into a rage and slapped his son hard. "Did you really do this? You're destroying the Wang family." He forced his son onto his knees. The son hurriedly began to plead for mercy. "Please spare me. I hope you'll give me a chance to make amends. If you're not satisfied, kill me. Take all our family fortune. Do you think I lack money?" He stammered, frightened. "Lord, I didn't mean that." Mr. Wang grabbed his son's collar and shouted, "You animal! How could you do such a thing? Tell me where the ashes are stored. Give them to me now." At that moment Chan handed something to his father. Looking at it, Mr. Wang said to his son, "I want to make a deal with you. Leave me and my son alive." Yi Feng responded, "What right do you have to think you can bargain with me?" He handed a paper to Black Dragon and explained that this matter was connected to the truth behind his parents' deaths. Hearing that, Yi Feng's fury reached the heavens. He broke his chair with his hands and rose to his feet. Seeing Yi Feng stand, Mr. Wang trembled and said, "You haven't accepted my terms yet." Yi Feng replied, "I will not kill you." Mr. Wang continued, "5 years ago a strange old man came to me and said he wanted to make a deal. Before the deal he set a condition: within a month your family would be completely ruined." Yi Feng asked, What did that old man look like? Mr. Wang answered. He was tall, had white hair, yet his face looked young. He always carried a blood-red mala, a garland, with him. Hearing this, Yi Feng's anger flared further. Blood trickled from his hands as he thought, it really was him. That red mala, that old man always had it. But why him? There are so many people in the world, why him? He shouted, releasing his spiritual energy. Why him? For 5 years I have lived deceived. For 5 years. Mr. Wang, trembling, asked, Lord, do you know him? Yi Feng replied coldly, It has nothing to do with you. Keep talking. Mr. Wang went on. Your family were the royal court's famed physicians. Your father was a nationally prominent medical expert. Your family's needle technique was mysterious and powerful. But that old man said your family would be destroyed. How could I believe it then? Later your father made a misdiagnosis that led to a death, and then your clinic was accused of selling fake medicines. Soon your clinic was shut down, and your father faced jail. Later I asked that old man whether he was the one behind everything that happened to my family. He neither said yes nor no, only, what must happen in life will happen. After that, he cured Su Mu's illness. But he took the credit and told me to draw closer to the Su family. Once I made contact with Su Mu, the Su family's entire market slowly came under my control. Lord, your parents' deaths are connected to that old man, Mr. Wang said. At that point Yi Feng took the paper from Black Dragon. He opened it and read. The ashes were delivered here. The handwriting made him wince. It was the old man's handwriting. He roared in fury. Where is that old man right now? Mr. Wang lifted his son and said, He sent the ashes with someone else. I don't know where he himself is. My son doesn't even know. Please don't drag us into this. Yi Feng looked back calmly and said, He Long, the next step is in your hands. Black Dragon smiled and answered, Yes. I'll handle them. Mr. Wang screamed. Yi Feng, you said you wouldn't kill us. But Black Dragon strode forward, eyes cold and his expression dangerous. Yi Feng glanced back and said in a measured tone, Yes, I said I wouldn't kill. But when did I say my people would spare you? After that, only screams rang out. Yi Feng stood quietly, thinking, was what happened to us 5 years ago caused by that old man? Was he the killer? A girl came running in, terrified. Yi Xin, bad news. Something's happened to Su Mu suddenly. He's been admitted to the hospital, and your wife went with him. Yi Feng's face turned serious. Let's go to the hospital. Scene cuts and the location shifts to the hospital emergency room. Su Yan anxiously speaks with the doctor. Dr. Yang, how is my father? Dr. Yang replies, There's a large blood clot behind Uncle's head. The situation is very dangerous. I'll be forced to issue a critical condition notice. His eyes flick somewhere else as he speaks. Su Yan begs, How could this happen? Please, you must save my father, the doctor says. Only the hospital director can treat Uncle in this condition. I can help speak with him, but not for free. He reveals his corruption. Su Yan asks, How much do you want? I'll pay. He grabs her hand and says, I'm not short of money, honestly, I'm only interested in you, if you know what I mean. Su Yan slaps him hard. Angry, the doctor shouts, You struck me, that's assault on a doctor. He grabs Su Yan and threatens to report her to the disciplinary team. Get ready for jail. At that moment Yi Feng arrives. He strides in and asks, Who is talking about sending my wife to jail? Seeing Yi Feng, the doctor immediately releases Su Yan. Su Yan calls out his name when she sees him. The doctor starts accusing her again. She hit me, assault on a doctor. Shouldn't she go to jail? Yi Feng answers in a serious tone. My wife does not strike anyone unless the other person deserves that slap. At that moment Su Yan's father gets up and shouts, He's a beast! Su Yan goes to him to help calm him. Her father cries, He threatened my life and acted inappropriately with Junior's body. He's a monster. Hearing this, Yi Feng's eyes flash red. He says, You looked at my woman with ill intent, you asked for death. The doctor panics. What will you do? Yi Feng approaches and delivers a powerful kick, warning. I'll make your death memorable. The doctor falls out of the room. As Yi Feng moves toward him, the man cries, Don't come closer! Do you know who I am? My father is the second in command of Jiang City government. You'll die in a very special way. Yi Feng keeps approaching with a devilish smile, puts his foot down and says, Let's see who dies more specially. The man screams. Perhaps his leg is broken, we don't know. Other doctors rush over and say the man was beaten badly. Will he survive? They ask. Get him into emergency care first. Notify hospital leadership. And report this to the disciplinary team. The girl turns to Yi Feng and asks, Yi Xin, should I handle this matter? Then a shout. Dad, what's wrong? Don't scare me. Because her father's eyes have closed. She cries out, and Yi Feng arrives beside her. He tells the girl, shouting, Close the door. I need to perform acupuncture immediately. She goes and shuts the door. Two other doctors stand outside. One says, Director, this is no longer just a medical dispute. This is now attempted murder. If there isn't a severe punishment, who will dare to wear a white coat in future? The director peeks in, then freezes. Watching Yi Feng treating the man, the director realizes, this is the fire of the mountain, Guanin's hand of ghost knocking on the door. Yi Feng has already inserted several needles. This technique becomes revealed, bringing the dead to life, flash and white bonus. Yes, it's the long-lost divine tie needle. The director watches, astonished. A junior doctor asks, Director, should we break down the door and enter? The director, furious, snaps, Be quiet. Don't make a move. Everyone, stand back. At that moment, the junior doctor quietly slipped away, thinking to himself, Looks like the director has gone senile in his old age. I'd better report this to Yang Jun's father first. He quickly made a phone call and said, Leader, a serious injury incident has occurred in the hospital. Your son has been badly injured. Yang Jun's father was shocked. What? What is Lu Yuhong doing over there? Does he still want to keep his position as director or not? I'm coming immediately. Meanwhile, Yi Feng continued his treatment. As sweat began to pour down his face, Shading gently wiped it for him. Seeing this, Suyen felt a pang of jealousy in her heart and thought, Who is this girl? Why is she looking at Yi Feng with such affectionate eyes? Yi Feng noticed it too and thought, Looks like she's jealous. That means, she must have liked me for quite some time already. When the treatment was finished, Yi Feng said to Suyen, Suyen, your father's condition is no longer critical. Let him rest. He'll regain consciousness soon. Then he turned to Shading and said, Open the door. As soon as the door opened, the hospital director rushed inside, dropped to his knees and said, Divine Doctor, please accept me as your disciple. I beg you with folded hands. Seeing Director Lu like this, all the nurses and junior doctors were stunned. What's happening to Director Lu? He's usually so confident in his own medical skills. Has he gone mad, kneeling before a young man like this? Are not worthy to be my disciple. Hearing that, tears filled Director Lu's eyes and he clung to Yi Feng's feet. Please, Divine Doctor, accept me as your disciple. If you accept me, even if I die the next day, I will have no regrets. Please accept me. Everyone was rendered speechless. The junior doctor thought, Lu Yuhong, a national medical expert, groveling before an unknown man, shameless. Yi Feng asked calmly, What is the highest goal of medicine, whether Western or Chinese? Director Lu answered immediately. To cure disease and save lives. Yi Feng said, You've spent your life researching Western medicine and now you're abandoning those strengths to get into Chinese medicine, where you have no skill. Isn't that foolish? Director Lu's eyes shone. Divine Doctor, you are absolutely right. Whether Chinese or Western, the aim is the same. I have been living in arrogance until now. Yi Feng concluded. From now on we can communicate. Tears streamed down Director Lu's face. Truly, thank you, Divine Doctor, for your guidance. At that moment Dr. Yang's parents arrived. The mother saw her son and shrieked, My child, who beat him like this? The father roared in rage. Who did this to my son? I will not let it go. I will tear your skin off and break your bones to avenge my son. The junior doctor pointed and said, Leader, she is the culprit. I was going in to detain her, but Director Liu stopped me. The father shouted at Liu, Liu Yuhong, your director days are over. Liu calmly replied, Leader, I believe something is off in how your son was beaten. You can't decide right and wrong just by looking. The mother, furious, lunged at Yi Feng, screaming that he had beaten her son terribly and that he must pay. At that moment Shading struck her with a powerful kick, and she fell backward crying, You bitch, you kicked me! The father yelled, How dare you lay hands on the deputy governor? Today I'll teach you a lesson. Officers arrived. The father ordered, Arrest them all. Yi Feng glared angrily. Who dares? The room tensed. Shading mocked. I never thought the deputy governor would be so arrogant. Does this mean my Qin family from Jianbei can now run all 6 provinces of Jiangnan? The father froze. The woman was from the Qin family, a local power in Jianbei. He was terrified. His wife cried, What will you do about the Qin family? Your son is ruined. Your Yang family's generations are finished. The father became frantic. Disciplinary team, draw your guns! Everyone pulled weapons. Su Yan stepped forward, thinking, I won't let Yi Feng die. Yi Feng grabbed her hand and said, Don't be afraid, nothing will happen while I'm here. Shading shouted, Yang Hemming, have you gone mad? Put the gun down, or be ready for severe consequences from the Qin family. The father screamed again. My wife is right, my son is ruined. There is no meaning to life now. I don't care if it's the Qin family, I will not stop. I'll kill him. He ordered the disciplinary team to fire. Just as action was about to begin, Black Dragon and his team arrived with a roar. Who dares touch our dragon lord? The father recognized them in shock. Wait, they are the death gods who were at the airport. How did they come here? He understood. Is this the Dragon Lord? Su Yan asked Yi Feng. Did he just call you Dragon Lord? Yi Feng shrugged casually. You must have misheard. He then teased Black Dragon. Are you crazy? Black Dragon awkwardly replied. Dragon Lord, my mistake. The father trembled with fear. He realized these were the Dragon Lord's men, powerful enough that the big capital families don't provoke them. He cried out, Put the guns down! Put everything down now! But his wife kept shouting, Yang Hemming, have you lost your mind? Why are we retreating? These people are bad, arrest them! Her husband slapped her hard. Mad woman, if you don't want to die and you want our family to survive, shut up! Her arrogance fell away and she bowed before Yi Feng, saying, Yang Jun's beating was deserved. I'm sorry, please forgive my past actions. Yi Feng replied coldly. If forgiveness solved every problem, we wouldn't need law. Yang Hemming fell to his knees and cried, Please, please spare our lives. It was my fault for not understanding things. Yi Feng turned to Shading. I'll leave this matter to you. Shading nodded and went over to Yang Hemming, saying, Vice Mayor Yang, your authority is truly extraordinary. I will thoroughly investigate what good deeds you have done in Jiangdu over the years. Hemming's face went pale. He muttered in panic. It's all over, everything's over. Director Liu asked Yi Feng. Divine Doctor, tell me, how should we handle this? Yi Feng answered calmly. This is an internal matter of your hospital. I will not interfere. Liu nodded. All right. Manhwa, I'm suspending all your duties. Prepare for the hospital investigation. Yi Feng told Director Liu. I will leave my father-in-law in your care. After one night's rest he will regain consciousness. The troublemakers were detained. Director Liu respectfully said, The Divine Doctor is truly very humble. I will personally arrange the best nursing care. Yi Feng then said to Su Yan, Come, I'll take you back. Director Liu has already made all the care arrangements, so you don't need to stay here with your father. I can see you've been tired the whole day. You should get proper rest. Su Yan hesitated a little but then agreed, and the two of them left together. As soon as they came outside, Su-yen was talking on the phone. When you said that the Wang family is now finished, what exactly did you mean? From the other side of the phone came a cold voice. Su-yen, are you still dreaming of becoming the young mistress of the Wang family? Stop dreaming now. Su-yen felt hurt hearing that. Louis, your words sound a bit too harsh. But Yue didn't stop. I could have become a phoenix, but unfortunately fate has turned me back into an ordinary sparrow. Su-yen looked at Yifeng and thought, Yifeng came back, and right after that, the Wang family was destroyed. Could it really be just a coincidence? The scene shifted. Next morning, outside the Su family villa. Su-yen stood at the door, remembering what Yue said last night. Su-yen, I'm coming to your house tomorrow to comfort you. I just got a new boyfriend. I'll introduce him to you. Remembering that, Su-yen thought to herself, Louis is coming here just to humiliate me and show off her new boyfriend. Just then Yifeng arrived. Seeing him, Su-yen asked, Why did you come to my house so early in the morning? Yifeng replied, I brought breakfast for you, and showed her the food. At that moment Yue also got out of her car and, seeing them, thought, Why is it that all the handsome men are always around Su-yen? Then she mocked Su-yen. Su-yen, Wang Qing just left, and you already found someone new? Isn't that a bit too fast? Sister, I'm just being blunt, don't take it personally. Yifeng's anger began to rise, while Su-yen thought, she's pretending to speak bluntly, but she's just trying to humiliate me. Yifeng looked at Yue with anger and said, You call it blunt? Is your mouth attached backward, since every time it only spits out filth? Su-yen quietly began to laugh inside. Since when did Yifeng start talking with such a sharp tongue? Louis sneered again. Su-yen, the boyfriend you found is nothing special. Such a big man, and he can't even take a joke? Yifeng, fuming, snapped. You're walking around in such a high-slit dress. Are you out to seduce every guy on the street? How shameless can you be? Hearing that, Yue screamed. What did you just say? Yifeng coldly replied. It was a joke. What, can't you even understand a joke? Yue trembled with rage. Su-yen thought to herself, Louis' tongue is usually so sharp, but Yifeng just completely shut her up. Then Yue turned toward the car and shouted, Darlin'! Get down here quickly and meet my best friend! Her boyfriend stepped out of the car. The moment his eyes landed on Su-yen, he thought, this girl is stunning. Louis doesn't even come close. Yue instantly noticed him staring and, grabbing his arm, snapped. Jian, what are you looking at? Her boyfriend awkwardly replied. Yue, hurry and introduce me to your best friend. Yue, forcing a fake smile and clinging to him, said, Her name is Su-yen. She used to be engaged to the young master of the Wang family, but that family was destroyed unexpectedly. Still, my best friend quickly found herself a new target. Impressive, isn't she? Su-yen thought inwardly, you just want to say I change boyfriends like changing clothes. Just then, Yifeng glanced toward the car and asked, This car looks kind of familiar. Are you sure it's yours? The boyfriend stammered. Definitely mine. What are you implying by that? Immediately, Yue shouted angrily. Just because you can't afford it, you think no one else can? Su-yen, your boyfriend is pathetic, no ability, and he even hates rich people. Su-yen calmly but confidently replied. I trust Yifeng. He never lies, and he doesn't hate the rich. As for the car, it might really not belong to your boyfriend. Yifeng looked at Su-yen and thought, Su-yen still hasn't changed. She's taking my side just like she did 5 years ago. But Yue yelled at Su-yen. Su-yen! I'll tell every girl what a cheap, low woman you really are. At that moment, a loud slap rang out. Yue was struck hard and fell backward to the ground. The one who hit her was none other than Yifeng. Yifeng said coldly and seriously. If you can't control your tongue, I'll tear it out myself. Yue trembled in fear, thinking, why are this man's eyes so terrifying? Just then, a luxury car pulled up beside them. From it stepped Xiao Ting, who called out, Brother, I brought your car. Are you taking your wife shopping? Then her gaze fell on the vehicle. Wait, this is your car? Yi Feng calmly replied. Yeah. Yesterday, when you came to pick me up from the airport, you were driving this, right? Shouting frowned, puzzled. Yes, but I sent my car in for repairs. How could it be here now? Yi Feng gestured subtly toward Yuer's boyfriend. He said this car was his. The man visibly began to shake. Shouting said, Hold on, I'll just call the 4S shop and ask what's going on. As soon as she started dialing, the man dropped to his knees, pleading. Please don't call. After the repair, I just took it out for a test drive. I only wanted to show off. Please don't call the shop. If they find out, I'll lose my job. Yuer spun toward him and screamed. You told me you were a deputy manager in the Yuhua group. Ashamed, he admitted. Deputy manager? I'm just a mechanic. Yuer's mind snapped. She clawed at his face, yelling. How dare you lie to me? You useless waste of a man. The man suddenly shouted back. You're the materialistic one. The moment you saw a luxury car, you threw yourself at me. How was I supposed to know you'd fall for it so easily? Now you're yelling at me? Shame on you. Su Yun watched everything silently, thinking, it's true, those who try to humiliate others always end up humiliating themselves. Yi Feng said coldly. Tell the inspection team to take these two away. They're a nuisance. Xiao Ting immediately replied. Yes. The inspection team dragged both of them off. Then Xiao Ting turned urgently to Yi Feng. Brother, we found a lead on the old man you were looking for. Yi Feng asked. Where is he now? Xiao Ting reported. According to preliminary assessment, he's hiding at the Taoist temple on Linggu Peak. Yi Feng said sternly. I don't want preliminary anything. Xiao Ting nervously replied. Brother, just give me 1 hour and I'll confirm it for sure, Yi Feng said coldly. You have 20 minutes. Xiao Ting blushed slightly and nodded. Yes, brother. 5 years ago, this man was Su family's pressured son-in-law, but now he's become a king, she thought to herself. A while later, Xiao Ting came running back. Brother, confirmed. The Black Dragon has surrounded the Taoist temple where that old man is hiding, Yi Feng calmly said. Okay. Understood. Su Yun asked. Yi Feng, who is this old man you're looking for? Yi Feng smiled slightly. An old acquaintance. I'm going to meet him. Then he turned to Xiao Ting. I'll go ahead first. Later, take your sister-in-law to the hospital. Xiao Ting replied. Yes. Su Yun, still puzzled, asked, What has Yi Feng been through these past 5 years? Where did he go? Xiao Ting quietly answered. Sister-in-law, I can only tell you this much. When brother left, it was for you. Su Yun frowned. For me? What do you mean? Xiao Ting began to explain. 5 years ago, your father got cancer. A mysterious old man came to brother. He said he could cure your father, but in return, brother had to make a deal with him. Su Yun asked in shock. What kind of deal? Just then, a car suddenly rammed hard into Xiao Ting's vehicle. Both women gasped in shock. What's happening? The car door opened, and a man stepped out. Seeing him, Xiao Ting screamed. How is this possible? The man ran straight toward them, and both women froze in fear. Scene shift, Linggu Peak, Taoist Temple. Yi Feng had already arrived and asked coldly. Is that old man still inside the temple? Black Dragon bowed his head and said respectfully. Yes, sir. He's been there all this time. Hasn't moved at all. Yi Feng said coldly. All of you stay outside. Black Dragon hesitated for a moment and said, Sir, but... Yi Feng interrupted him. You all wait outside. Black Dragon still seemed uneasy, but Yi Feng started walking toward the temple. Yi Feng added, Even if all of you come in with me, that old man could still kill me easily. So Black Dragon stayed behind and turned to his men. The Dragon Lord has ordered that none of us step inside the temple. But no matter what happens, we must protect his life, even if it costs us our own. Understood? Everyone replied in unison. Understood. Yi Feng then entered the temple. Ahead of him sat an old man. Seeing him, Yi Feng said softly, "It's been a long time. How's your old body holding up?" In his heart, Yi Feng thought, it really is him. But as he stepped closer, his expression changed to shock. The old man had a deep stab wound in his chest, as if pierced by a blade. Yi Feng shouted in panic, "Master!" He rushed forward and said, "Master, don't worry. I can still save you. My divine needles can bring even the dead back to life. They can reconnect flesh and bone." He pulled out his needles, ready to start treatment. But the old man raised a trembling hand and said weakly, "Foolish child, the veins of my heart have already been severed completely. Even I cannot save myself, and neither can you." Yi Feng's eyes burned with fury. "Master, who did this? Tell me, I'll kill them right now." His aura began to surge with killing intent. The old man coughed painfully and said, "Cough, right now you are not his equal. I only stayed alive to wait for you. There are things you must know." He paused, gathering his breath. "Since ancient times, medicine has been divided into two factions, the divine physician faction and the ghost physician faction. The divine physicians have always followed the righteous path and were honored by emperors through history, while the ghost physicians were always oppressed and driven into the shadows. 5 years ago, your family was exterminated because your family were the true successors of the ghost physician faction." Yi Feng asked in disbelief. "My family belonged to the ghost physician faction? Then it was the divine physicians who destroyed us?" The old man nodded faintly. "That's right. Your family hid itself well, but your father once used ghost physician medical arts to save someone, and that's how the divine physicians discovered the truth. At that time, your father entrusted me with one mission, to protect you. The only way to keep you safe was to take you far away immediately." Yi Feng then asked, "Then why did you help the Wang family? You even took away my parents' ashes." His master coughed painfully, shaking his head. "What Wang family? I've never had any contact with them. These 5 years, I've been protecting you, negotiating with the divine physicians for peace. I never had time for worldly matters. Touching your parents' ashes, impossible." He spoke with great effort, his voice fading. "I came to Jiangdu this time because I received word that the divine physicians were planning to kill you." "Cough, cough," Yi Feng desperately said. "Master, don't speak. I'll save you, please hold on. You can't die." But his master took out a blood-colored Buddhist bead and handed it to Yi Feng. "My time has come. Nothing can stop it now. This blood-colored bead is the heirloom treasure of the ghost physician faction. I now entrust it to you. The destiny battle between the divine and ghost physician factions has already begun. You are the last successor of the ghost physicians. A great burden now rests upon you." He gave a faint smile. "My only regret in this life is that I can no longer protect you." With that final breath, the old man passed away. Yi Feng screamed, "Master!" Hearing that, Black Dragon and his team rushed into the temple. When they entered, they saw Yi Feng kneeling, paying his final respects to his master. From behind, Black Dragon asked solemnly, "Dragon Lord, what are your orders now?" Yi Feng spoke quietly. He suffered so much in his life. Once, he was a wandering hero, but because of me, he ruined his own life. He stood up, looked around the serene mountain, and said, "This place is peaceful and beautiful. Bury my master here. Let these green hills and rivers be his eternal companions." Everyone bowed deeply and replied, "Yes, Dragon Lord." At that moment Yi Feng's phone rang. A cold voice from the other end said, "Yi Feng, you have only 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I'll burn down the Su family villa. Whether they live or die depends only on you." Yi Feng's face darkened with rage. "So it's him, the one who killed my master, destroyed my family, and now dares to target Su Yun and Xiao Ting." He turned to Black Dragon and said, "Give me your military knife." Without a word, Black Dragon handed him the knife. Yi Feng gripped it tightly and thought, that man is ruthless. When he says 20 minutes, he won't wait a single second longer. I can't let Su Yun and Xiao Ting get hurt. Then he leapt off the cliff, the knife flashing in his hand as he descended rapidly. Scene shift, Su family villa. When Yifeng arrived, a man stood ahead holding a burning flare stick. Seeing Yifeng, the man smirked. "Oh? You actually came on time." Yifeng didn't reply. He punched him hard in the chest. The man flew backward, crashed into the wall, and the wall itself cracked apart. Yifeng stepped on his chest angrily. "Call your master out? You're too weak. I don't want to waste time on you." The man coughed and said, "My master already left. He told me to stay and give you something." Yifeng demanded, "Where did your master go?" "And what is it?" the man said nervously. "I don't know where he went." "The item's in the trunk." He handed Yifeng the box. "I've delivered it. Can I leave now?" Yifeng glared and said coldly, "You think I'll just let you go?" The man trembled. "Big brother, I'm just a delivery guy. You've already beaten me up, please at least let me leave." Yifeng ignored him and asked, "Where are my two friends?" The man pointed inside. "Those two beauties are in there. They're fine." Yifeng checked. Their breathing was steady. "Good, still unharmed." The man nervously asked, "Big brother, should I bring them out?" Yifeng barked. "Get lost." Then he called Black Dragon. "Trace the location of this car." As he spoke, he opened the box, and was shocked by what he saw inside. "What is this?" Inside were all his childhood toys, the very same birthday gifts his parents had given him. Looking at them, Yifeng thought, "These are the gifts that disappeared after my family was wiped out 5 years ago." Yifeng was looking at his old birthday belongings, among which he found a football and a porcelain urn. He took out that urn, and as soon as he recognized it, his face showed both surprise and sadness. This is my parents' ashes urn," he said in shock. But as soon as Yifeng lifted the urn and looked closely, he felt something very strange. He opened the lid and peeked inside. Empty. The urn was completely empty. He shouted in disbelief. "Empty? That's impossible!" Yifeng couldn't believe it. He began to think deeply. These two urns weren't even cleaned properly. It looks like there was never anything inside them at all. What does this mean? Could it be my parents never died? Just then, Xiaoting came running, looking completely terrified. "Yifeng!" she shouted loudly and panting heavily said as she reached him. "The man who attacked me and sister-in-law, he looked exactly like your dad in that photo, the one on his grave." Hearing Xiaoting's words, Yifeng's suspicions grew even stronger. He thought to himself, if that mysterious man is truly my father, then why did he kill Master? And why, over these 5 years, did he use Master's name to help the Wang family, and harm the Su family? Xiaoting's eyes also fell on the empty urns, and she said, "Could it be that your parents are actually still alive?" Yifeng recalled an old memory and spoke in a heavy tone. "At that time, I was completely broken. My parents' funeral was handled by their friends. I only saw the urns being buried, nothing more." Then Xiaoting tried to show him a way out of this confusion. She said tensely, "Yifeng, first we must find those people who conducted your parents' funeral. One by one, we can get the truth of that year out of them." Yifeng agreed that she was right. He immediately made a decision and said seriously, "I'm leaving this matter in your hands. Go and handle it immediately." "Yes," Xiaoting replied, and left. At the same time, another scene. Suyun was woken by a voice. "Suyun, wake up." Suyun's eyes opened, red and startled. She sat up quickly and found herself in Yifeng's arms. Frightened, she said, "Yifeng, you came back. Just now, someone." Yifeng gently calmed her. "It's all right. That man has already gone. Did you see what he looked like?" Suyun replied weakly. "I didn't see clearly, and then I fainted." "Is Xiaoting okay?" Later, Yifeng and Suyun were walking hand in hand. Yifeng said, "She's fine. I told her to rest. Tomorrow, I'll go with you to the hospital to visit Dad." "All right." Suyun nodded, then said sadly, "Yifeng, I'm missing Mom a little." She was so angry about my engagement with the Wang family that she returned to my grandfather's house in Jiangbei. Feng comforted her. Now that I'm back, tomorrow we'll go to Jiangbei, bring your mother home, and our family will be whole again. Suyun smiled faintly. Yes, I miss my grandparents too. Let's stay in Jiangbei for a few days. The scene shifted to a hospital. There, Xiaoting was reporting to Yixin. Yixin, most of the people who helped with your parents' funeral have mysteriously died. Only one person is still alive, and he's in Jiangbei. But his identity still needs to be confirmed. You have 3 days to confirm it, Yixin ordered. Yes, Xiaoting replied, and then said, Yixin, it's possible that your parents might actually still be alive, Yixin said gravely. If the Divine Physician faction planned to use my parents' deaths as part of their scheme 5 years ago, then they must have staged this act back then. Xiaoting nodded in agreement. Yes. If your parents were really dead, there would be no reason to kill their old friends to silence them. Yixin analyzed calmly. With advanced medical skills, it isn't difficult to alter one's appearance. If he could disguise himself as that old man to deceive the Wang family, he could easily use my father's face to lure me into a trap, he decided. That one man still alive in Jiangbei is crucial. I'll go there myself. Just as Yixin was about to leave, his phone rang. Suyun asked. What happened? Why did Director Lu call you? Yixin replied. He's still out of town for a consultation and found a patient with a very complicated condition. He wants me to examine him. Suyun said worriedly. If even Director Lu can't handle it, it must be very serious. You should go quickly. Yixin reassured her, holding her hand. I'll ask Xiaoting to take you to Jiangbei. Once I save this patient, I'll come get you. All right. Suyun nodded. Then Yixin turned to Xiaoting and instructed. Go to Jiangbei and take care of your sister-in-law. At the gate of Jiangnan City People's Hospital, Director Lu and other doctors welcomed Yixin. Director Lu said, Yixin, the trip must have been exhausting. Thank you for your effort. Yixin replied. Director Lu, you're too polite. Where's the patient? Let's hurry. Another doctor looked at Yixin with disdain and thought, I thought someone important was coming, but it's just this guy. Inside the ICU ward, a fat man lay unconscious on the bed. Director Lu explained. Yixin, the preliminary diagnosis is heart failure with multiple complications. All vital organs are failing. The cause is unknown. Yixin stepped forward to examine the patient and said confidently, Let me check his condition. I'll do my best to save him. Just then, an arrogant doctor mocked. Do my best? Does that mean if you fail to save him, it's not your fault? And they call this a divine physician? Director Lu shouted angrily. Director Zhang! I brought Yixin here because you asked for it. Show some respect. Director Zhang quickly stepped forward and apologized. Divine physician, please don't take it to heart. Dr. Dinghua is just an honest man, he speaks whatever comes to mind. Yixin calmly smiled and replied. I don't take it personally. I'm not his father. His lack of manners has nothing to do with me. Dinghua, fuming, pointed a finger at Yixin and shouted. Who are you calling a fool? Explain yourself clearly. Yixin stood still, calm as ever, looking at Dinghua with a faint smirk. Then call me Dad, he said. Dinghua froze, completely dumbfounded. Why would I call you Dad? He stammered. Yixin widened his sly grin and said, You told me to explain clearly why you're a fool. I said I'm not your father, so why should I care about you? The insult pierced Dinghua like a blade. His face turned crimson with rage, and he was about to curse. You motherfucker! When Director Zhang cut him off, shouting, Dinghua! If you don't shut up right now, get out! Meanwhile, Yixin proudly took out his silver acupuncture needles. Dinghua sneered mockingly. Who still uses Chinese medicine these days? This guy is definitely a fraud. If he cures this patient, I'll eat all his silver needles. Yixin merely smiled and said, Remember what you just said. Then, something unbelievable happened. Yixin infused his needles with qi and inserted them into the unconscious patient. Moments later, the patient gasped deeply and opened his eyes. Every doctor standing there was stunned, their mouths agape. One of them exclaimed, "My God, this man really is a divine physician! Just 3 needles, and the patient woke up." Another said, "Look! Even the patient's color is returning to normal." A senior doctor thought in awe, "He's controlling the needles with his chi. With medical skills like this, he must be on the national masters list." Yishin then asked the patient, "Do you take diet pills?" The patient was startled. "Why yes, but how did you know?" Yishin warned him. "Stop taking those diet pills immediately. You almost lost your life. Take this prescription for 5 days, you'll recover completely." The patient thanked him gratefully. Meanwhile, Director Jiang thought in disbelief. "Our $1 million machines failed, yet Yishin found the cause with just a few silver needles. It was the diet pills all along." Ding Hua, unable to bear his humiliation, tried to slip away, but Yishin turned toward him and said calmly but sharply, "Dr. Ding, perhaps you remember what you said earlier?" He was reminding him of the bet he had lost. Before Ding Hua could reply, Director Zhang shouted furiously, "Ding Hua! Apologize to Yishin!" But our hero Yishin simply raised his hand and said, "Forget it. I don't need his apology." Then he added words that stabbed straight into Ding Hua's pride. "If a dog bites me, that doesn't mean I should bite it back." After that crushing humiliation, Yishin walked away calmly, leaving the entire room in stunned silence. But inside Ding Hua, the fire of anger and revenge started burning fiercely. He swore in his heart that he would never forget this humiliation. And then, as if fate itself wanted the same thing, a mysterious call came to him. The caller asked, "Do you want to ruin Yifeng? I have a way." A demonic gleam flashed in Ding Hua's eyes. The scene shifted to a luxurious hotel room. Yifeng was there. His purpose was to find the murderer of his master, or his parents. Black Dragon reported that the enemy was very cunning and had left no clues behind. He suggested, "Why don't we just capture that suspicious person directly, the one whose information we have gathered?" But the Dragon Master knew it could be a trap. He thought, if we act rashly, the real mastermind will be alerted and may silence the only witness forever. And then, suddenly, a spark of brilliance flashed in his mind. He came up with a brilliant plan. He called his assistant closer and said, "We'll create chaos. Such a huge commotion that the enemy will think we're just making noise, and in that noise, we'll do our real work. When the scene is big and there are many people, no one will find our meeting suspicious." Hearing this plan, even his assistant's eyes shone brightly. The Dragon Master told him that with the help of the powerful Qin family of the city, this plan would be executed. The very next day, as Yifeng stepped outside, a heavily armed patrol team suddenly surrounded him from all sides. The atmosphere became extremely tense. The team leader shouted at him, "Are you Yifeng? We are from the patrol team. We've come to arrest you under the law. Raise your hands, or we'll shoot." But instead of panicking, Yifeng calmly asked, "Which patrol team are you from?" The answer came, "Jiang City Patrol. You can ask any questions you want after that." Hearing this, Yifeng directly asked, "Jiang City? What law have I broken?" Instead of answering directly, the officer asked him another question. "Were you treating a patient yesterday at Jiang City People's Hospital?" Yifeng looked slightly surprised and replied, "Yes, I was." "But what happened?" Then they revealed the shocking reason. "The patient you treated died around 4 a.m. this morning. We suspect that the cause of death was your treatment. You are accused of practicing medicine without a license and causing the patient's death. We've come to arrest you." Yifeng was stunned for a moment, but immediately understood that this was a pre-planned conspiracy. He thought to himself, "Impossible. Unless someone intentionally killed that patient just to frame me." The police tried to intimidate him, but not a single trace of fear appeared on Yifeng's face. He calmly took out his phone. The officer shouted loudly, "Put the phone down! Throw it on the ground!" But judging by Yifeng's expression, he was completely unafraid. Then he grew slightly serious and said coldly, "Are you trying to teach me how to handle things?" The police officer's condition worsened. He looked nervous, maybe even sweating. In his mind, only one thought was echoing, "Damn it, what terrifying pressure." Yi Feng then glanced at his phone again. It was ringing. On the other end, Director Lu's panicked voice came through, telling him about the patient's death and the police's arrival. Yi Feng calmly reassured him. "Don't worry. I'll handle this." He hung up and turned toward the police officer with a mysterious smile. "All right," he said. "I'll go with you. But you must have heard, calling a god is easy, sending him back is the hard part." Meanwhile, at the Health Bureau, Director Jiang was being shouted at. In the Health Bureau's office, Director Jiang and another officer were arguing. The officer yelled angrily, "Now the patient's family is creating a scene! Even your surveillance cameras suddenly stopped working. How can all this be just a coincidence?" Director Jiang, wiping sweat nervously, stammered, "I don't know what happened. Yesterday, a divine physician named Yi Feng treated the patient." The other director's voice thundered. "Yi Feng? Yesterday Ding Hua had the deputy director check Yi Feng's medical qualifications, and it turned out he's practicing without a license." The officer stood up furiously, slammed his hand on the table, and shouted, "Zhang Lai Wang, how could you be so careless? You let an unlicensed man take part in a treatment." Director Zhang panicked and said, "Director, I didn't call that man. Lu Yuanhong did. I had nothing to do with it. Besides, Yi Feng prescribed Chinese medicine for the patient. I think the problem came from there." The director shouted loudly, "I'll immediately send a letter to Jiang City Health Bureau for investigation assistance. And as soon as the autopsy results come out, report to me at once." Director Zhang, sweating and trembling, replied, "Okay, Director." The scene shifts. Jiang'an City Patrol Bureau Interrogation Room. Yi Feng had already been brought into the interrogation room, where he was tied with ropes. An officer entered and said, "Yi Feng, someone wants to meet you." And then a delivery boy walked in. Seeing him, Yi Feng smiled slightly and said, "Looks like my guess was right. It really is you." The man asked in surprise, "How did you know I came to see you?" Yi Feng replied in a calm yet confident voice, "If I couldn't even figure out that much, do you think I would have been caught so easily?" Then, in an instant, Yi Feng broke the ropes and said coldly, "I can only say one thing, you're truly stupid. You've come here to chop your own foot off." The delivery boy got scared and tried to run, but Yi Feng immediately grabbed him by the neck. He demanded, "Where is that man now?" The trembling man stammered, I'll tell you. I was only sent to deliver a message, I swear." Yi Feng's tone grew sharper. "Last time you delivered a parcel, and now it's a message. Do you think I'm an idiot?" The man grew even more frightened. I'm not lying, really." Yi Feng threw him to the floor and spoke in a cold, intense tone. "Tell me, whose message have you brought this time?" The man cleared his throat and finally said, "My master said, if you hand over the blood-colored Buddhist bead, then you won't be blamed for that patient's death. Otherwise, no matter how special your identity is or how high your status, this time, you won't be able to escape. After all, someone has died. He wants you to think carefully, and then give your answer." Yi Feng smiled faintly. "Oh, so this entire drama was just for that blood-colored Buddhist bead," then he said calmly. "If he wants it, what's the problem? I'm not refusing to give it." The man extended his hand and said, "Then hand it over to me." But Yi Feng's voice turned ice-cold. "I'll give it only when he himself comes to meet me. Until he does, he's not getting it." The man stood up and said, "If that's the case, then there's nothing more to talk about." "Fine. But you should think carefully about your current situation." Yi Feng stared straight at him and replied coldly, "To set me up, do your people place no value on human life at all?" The man turned around and said quietly, "All I can say is, sometimes humans are far scarier than ghosts. And the one who wants his life isn't my master." Yi Feng said calmly, "You can leave." But in his mind he thought, that patient's death, Yesterday only one person clashed with me. It must be him. Yi Feng sat back down on the chair, deep in thought. As for the mastermind who's after the blood-colored Buddhist bead my master gave me, that person can't be my father. That's why he only allowed shouting, who saw the memorial photo, to meet me, not Cun, because he was afraid of being exposed. The scene cut. Director Liu appeared, shouting angrily. You didn't even investigate why the hospital's surveillance went down. Instead, you focused only on the autopsy. Isn't this clearly a move to frame divine physician Yi Feng? The report came in. The patient's death was due to acute kidney failure, caused by drug poisoning. And after testing, they found that the drug was called musk. Director Liu was utterly shocked. Then someone asked, Director Liu, this herbal medicine musk, isn't it part of the prescription given by that so-called divine physician Yi Feng? Director Liu shouted in fury. Zhang Lai Wang! Stop dragging my name through the mud! But the man in front of him didn't back down. Liu Yuanhong, you can't escape responsibility this time. The matter has already reached the Health Bureau. There's been an official announcement, and now the public is furious. That divine physician of yours. Director Liu glanced at his phone screen, exhaled deeply, and muttered. Public opinion spread this fast. I never imagined it. I've already pushed divine physician Yi Feng into the fire. Treating people without a license, disregarding human life. Now there's no way this case won't go to trial. Then, in anger, he muttered through clenched teeth. Divine physician Yi Feng, you dare challenge me? Fine then. Let's see how you survive this time. Just wait, bullets will fly. Ding Hua was looking at his phone when he suddenly heard voices outside. Director Liu and several doctors were being escorted there. At that very moment, armed officers arrived outside the hospital. Even military tanks surrounded the building. Seeing this, Ding Hua panicked and asked, Director Zhang, what's going on? Why has the military surrounded our hospital? Director Zhang, equally nervous, replied, I have no idea. The scene cut. Municipal compound conference room. Everyone inside was being scolded furiously. What the hell were you all doing? Even a bunch of mute dogs would have done a better job than you. One man nervously asked. Commander Li, what exactly happened? Commander Li roared. You're asking me what happened? The entire Jiang City media is talking about one thing. Do you idiots realize who that man's background belongs to? He slammed the table and shouted. Special? You fools can't even comprehend how extraordinary that bead is. Because of you pig-brained fools, the entire Jiang City is on the brink of destruction. Not just you, even I'm not qualified to polish his shoes. The officer, terrified, stammered. Commander Li, it was Ding Qing, the director of the Municipal Health Bureau, who pushed this case so hard. Now it's clear something's wrong. Commander Li asked sharply. Where is that man being held? At the Municipal Disciplinary Inspection Bureau. The officer replied. Commander Li barked. Call Ding Qing here immediately. We're going there right now. The scene cut. Interrogation room, Municipal Disciplinary Inspection Bureau. Commander Li entered and respectfully saluted Yi Feng. Hello, Master Yi. I'm Li Jiangwang, Supreme Commander of the Southern Region War Department. Yi Feng yawned lazily and said, So, you're the famous Commander Li. Commander Li almost stumbled as he replied nervously. Master, that title is only worthy of someone like you. Please, just call me Li Jiangwang. No, better yet, call me Little Li. Little Li is here to take you out, Master. Yi Feng asked calmly. Take me out? Where to? Commander Li bowed respectfully. Wherever you wish to go, just say the word. Yi Feng replied. I'm not going anywhere. Right now, I'm a criminal waiting for my sentence. Hearing that, Commander Li almost burst into tears. Master, how could we ever punish you? Yi Feng said seriously. No, have the courage. Give me my punishment. Even death, I'll accept it. Commander Li shouted to the side. Who's the director of the Municipal Disciplinary Inspection Bureau? Step forward. When the director came, Commander Li exploded. Who authorized you to arrest Master Yi? Speak! Do you want to keep your job or not? The director fainted on the spot. Commander Li ordered. Drag him out. He's fired, effective immediately. Then Yi Feng said from behind. Call the officer who arrested me this morning. He'll know the details. Commander Li turned and said to the officer. You're the one who brought Master Yi to Jiang'an, right? The officer replied nervously. This is injustice, pure injustice. I received a report, and the bureau's leaders signed the arrest warrant. That's why I led the team myself. Yi Feng asked calmly. I called you here to ask, who filed that report? The officer hesitated and said, the report came from a doctor at Jiang City People's Hospital. His name is Dinghua. Yi Feng spoke quietly. So it really was him. Commander Li ordered sharply. Bring Dinghua to me within 20 minutes. The scene cut. Dinghua's office. Dinghua was muttering. The officials said they'd tell me the results. Still no update. Suddenly, officers burst in. Arrest Dinghua! Dinghua shouted. On what authority? My uncle is the director of the Municipal Health Bureau. The officer replied coldly. Your uncle may be a director, but even if he were the provincial governor, he couldn't save you today. Dinghua was shocked. You're bluffing. Scene shift. Interrogation room. Dinghua screamed. Uncle! Save me! What's happening? His uncle slapped him hard and yelled. If you want to die, die alone. Don't drag me down with you. It's over, all of it. And it's all because of you, idiot. Dinghua stood frozen in disbelief. He was shoved inside, face to face with Yi Feng. The officer barked. What are you staring at? Get in there! Dinghua shouted. Why are you arresting me? What crime have I committed? What law did I break? Yi Feng replied calmly. Looks like you won't cry until you see the coffin. CCTV footage played before him. You thought deleting the footage would save you? Look, here's the proof. In the video, it was clearly shown that Dinghua was the one who killed the patient. He was dumbfounded. But I deleted it. How is this possible? Yi Feng turned to Commander Li and said, He's all yours. Punish him severely, so that the dead may rest in peace, Commander Li replied firmly. Don't worry, Master Yi. I'll take care of him today itself. Dinghua fell to his knees crying. Please don't kill me. I'll give you money. As much as you want. Yi Feng shouted angrily. That patient didn't want to die either. Dinghua pleaded. I'll pay compensation. Whatever the family demands, I'll pay it. Yi Feng kicked him hard. If life has no value to you, then the price of life will be paid with life. Commander Li yelled. Drag him out. The scene cut. Yi Feng told Commander Li. The public must receive a satisfying answer to this case. Commander Li bowed respectfully. Rest assured, Master Yi. I'll deliver full justice. Just then, Yi Feng's phone rang. It was Suyuan. Yi Feng asked. Suyuan, why are you crying? She replied between sobs. Yi Feng, they're going too far. Mother and I can't stay here any longer. Please take us back to Jiangdu. Yi Feng's face turned serious. Don't be afraid. I'm coming right now. The scene shifted. Jiangbai City, Yang family old residence. Yi Feng entered, but was stopped. Do you know whose house this is? You can't just walk in here. Get out, Yi Feng replied calmly. This is the Yang family residence. Yang Qinshuan is my wife's grandfather. Now tell me, do I have the right to be here or not? The man laughed. Looking at your face, I doubt your wife could be the granddaughter of old Madame Yang. If she's your wife, she must be trash like you. Yi Feng instantly grabbed him and punched him hard. Do you want to die? The man flew and crashed far away. Others rushed in shouting. Who the hell are you? You dare attack people here? Do you know where you are? Yi Feng said coldly. I came here to take my wife Suyuan and mother-in-law with me. I'll take them and leave. One man asked. Are you perhaps young Master Yuan from the capital? Yi Feng replied. No, you're mistaken. Then that man arrogantly said. Ah, I see. You found out about Suyuan's engagement ceremony today, and you came to cause trouble. Yi Feng's anger simmered inside. The Yang family even arranged Suyuan's engagement. Releasing his energy, he shouted, Yang family, you've truly gone too far. The pressure from his aura made one man cough up blood. Another young man whispered to his father, Dad, Suyuan turned out to be quite attractive. The father replied, Too bad she's from the Yuan family. If it were the capital's Lin family, things would be different. Anyway, where is Suyuan? The boy shouted. I sent someone to bring her. Why isn't she here yet? I'll go get her myself. That boy's name was Yangchen. He dragged Suyuan by force while she screamed, Yangchen! Let me go! He replied coldly. You took so long. I called you, and you didn't come, Suyuan shouted in anger. Uncle! You just used me for your own benefit, for your promotion and money. Suddenly, an old man slapped her hard. Insolent girl! Just then, someone ran in shouting, Master! A man named Yi Feng has broken in! Hearing that, Suyuan ran outside immediately. Yi Feng! She cried. Her mother tried to stop her. Suyuan, wait! But Suyuan rushed straight into Yi Feng's arms. Seeing the mark on her cheek, Yi Feng asked coldly, Who hit you? The old man stepped forward and said arrogantly, I did. What now? Do you plan to take revenge?